All right. Good afternoon, Annette. How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this portion of the interview. I have talked a whole lot. I told you a lot about the position that I'm actually hiring for. So now it's going to actually be your turn to tell me a little bit about your experience. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor, and why don't we go ahead and work backwards? So, what was the last position that you held?
The last position that I had was um, with You Thrive Florida. They used to be Mid Florida Community Services prior to that, and then they did the name change. I worked for the Head Start portion of that for the
Mhm.
last 18 years.
Oh my goodness.
So my position there was as family advocate. So
Mhm.
um, I was working with the families, trying to help them get whatever services they needed to better help their children.
Okay.
And I had been at several locations over those 18 years. I did work in New Smyrna location, um, Osteen, Orange City,
Mhm.
and had some of the school placements as well. So
Okay.
covered a lot of the different locations.
And what type of services were you helping them with?
It was mostly being case management. So
Mhm.
the parents were the ones determining their goal for the most part, and then whatever the goal was for that family, that's what I helped them with. It could have been anything from trying to find housing, affordable housing, to helping them um, pay down their credit cards, starting a savings account, and how to put money into a savings account. Those are just some of the ones that they had specific to them. They had goals for their children that were more for the education portion of it that they did with the teachers, but mine was working strictly with the family.
Okay. And then, and I understand that you do have your bachelor's degree.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what is your bachelor's degree in?
Human services.
Okay, perfect. And we talked a little bit about some of the requirements, of course, your experience, delivering services, to the community, more than past that portion of the requirements. So we did talk a little bit about that. So I think we checked the boxes there. So next question would be, my question to you that I had when I reached out to you originally. So I'd like to talk about it here on this part of the interview. But goodness, such an amazing tenure. Um, when you left that position, why did you leave?
I have a photography studio that I'm sitting in right now in my home. So I do that on the side. I was hoping for it to become um, much more lucrative than it's been,
Okay.
and it's not. Um, it was also being rebuilt because it was destroyed with Hurricane Milton. We had some flooding. And so being home during that time helped me to be here to get this all done again. And I also started going through the process of becoming an ITDS and working independently to
Mhm.
try to develop a clientele so I can work with children in the home or in the daycare with their developmental issues
Mhm.
um, or their developmental needs. And that hasn't built up very much. So I've been working toward that for almost a year now, and it's a very, very slow process. I
Mhm.
think I'm happier knowing that I have something steady and daily and knowing that I can count on rather than this whole
Sure.
whenever it happens
Un-
thing.
Unfortunately, I mean, life is expensive, and our bills don't stop. Coming in when we're working on other things. I certainly can relate. I have a few passion projects of my own that I would love to work on full time, but we know that we need to have an income. So the schedule, we talked a little bit about that it's a 4-day work week. So I feel like that would allot some extra time, that extra day off during the week on Fridays, to work on your passion project, your photography. Do you feel that that's an adequate time frame, like weekends, to do that, or do you feel that the time would overlap at all during the week.
Actually, that would be fine because my intentions when I started trying to set everything up for um, working with children was I was going to do that mostly Monday through Thursday, leave my Fridays open because my husband always works out of town
Okay.
and we only have the weekend. So I wanted to relieve him a little bit of his driving hours to get back home and maybe sometimes go to him. And I would need a day there extra driving so that I could spend the weekend with him. So
Okay.
yeah, that would actually be perfect, and I'm used to doing the photography on the weekends anyway,
Okay.
so that's
Wonderful.
not an issue.
Okay. And you're nice and close to New Smyrna, just a town or so over. So the commute wouldn't be a bad commute. And if offered a position, when would you be able to start?
Um, Probably within 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, great. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the interview. Don't go anywhere. We got a few more things to talk about.
Okay.